Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn the Traveling Trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome two amazing guests back here onto today's show. Now before they come on here, I'd like to ask everyone out there if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. Now you've seen both of these folks not only here on GoTarryn TV, but also guest speaking at my fitness program management class at Georgia State University in the past. And starting with ladies first, we have from What Just Happened Sports, Ms. Melissa Anthony. We're going to catch up with her and see everything that's going on in her world with some new programs that she has going on, as well as Mr. Nathan J. Nowak from Trinity Health, and also from the things that he's doing with Lavelle and all of the other health and nutritional information he's going to provide us today. This is going to be an excellent episode because we're going to kind of synthesize all of their expertise together and organically grow into a wonderful video blog here just to catch up and talk about some recent trends and current topics that are going on in the health and fitness world. So we're going to be bringing them on here just momentarily, and before they come on, I'd like to just remind you all that with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be back in a moment. All right, welcome back, everyone. And as you can see, side by side, we have two excellent guests today. And we'll start ladies first, of course. Melissa Anthony, you've seen her on here before, as well as the gentleman here, Nathan Nowak. How are you all doing today?
Hey, good morning. Doing well.
Good morning, Taryn. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Excellent. Good, good. And it's great to see both of you. I haven't talked to either of y'all since the, as I mentioned before we were recording, the health fair at Max's studio. So that was a couple months ago. So I'm glad to catch up with you both here. And this is the first time that the three of us are Skype vlogging together, although y'all have both been out to guest speak at Georgia State at, of course, the fitness program management class there. So I just wanted to play catch up with you both, because again, it's been a bit. So Melissa, again, ladies first, I wanted to start with you. Before we were recording, obviously, we know that you're with Tivity Health and Silver Sneakers, but you know, What Just Happened Sports, I guess, can you, for the benefit of the folks out there, tell them a little bit about that, and I guess any of the new endeavors you're going along with that first?
Sure. Thank you, Taryn.
Yeah.
What Just Happened Sports is a program that allows folks, mostly women, get more involved with sports and more engaged with understanding sports. So we have experiential opportunities where folks can get on the field with football players, with pro football players.
Mm-hmm.
We have we do viewing parties. We do football 101 classes. We've had fantasy football competitions. So we do a number of things, not only with football, with other sports as well, basketball. We want to do some things with soccer and get, you know, the ladies and the gentlemen to go maybe spend some time with the Atlanta United. So all kinds of ideas coming up. So we're really excited about the things we have coming up for the fall.
Excellent. That's a really good brief snapshot summary, and we'll delve more into that. And then same question to you, Nathan. You know, obviously you're another successful entrepreneur, businessman with your hands in a lot of different pots. And we last spoke too about some of the other side businesses that you have going along with Trinity. What's been happening, just to catch everyone up to speed too, from a personal training, group training standard?
Well, my background is personal training, taekwondo, martial arts. So we, do self-defense and stuff like that. But we've really continued on with an entire lifestyle program. So it's not just about sets and reps and trying to compete with other personal trainers, because there's just too much out there. So we've gotten our niche where we do have a lifestyle program. We work with people with chronic illness. We're working, now we're starting to, we've created a men's program, because we're starting to notice that a lot of men are complaining about testosterone levels coming down, not feeling their best, not having that peak performance level and being able to do stuff, having brain fog. So I've created a men's program, because my focus has been women's fitness. I owned a women's gym, coach women's taekwondo, teach women's self-defense. And as I've kind of been hearing this thing in the background, it's like men have been reaching out to me, asking me, should I take testosterone shots, and should I take steroids, and should I do this? I'm like, you're 35 years old, you should not have low testosterone. So I in addition to helping with women's health and women's fitness, we've also started to kind of branch off with a program for specifically for men to help them out as well. But a lot of it encompasses affirmations, visualization, meditation, getting back to the basics. So it's an overall lifestyle program rather than just focusing on, you know, the physicality, but getting one with yourself so that you can achieve that peak performance.
Excellent. No, I like that, Nathan. And both you and Melissa have a lot in common there. I was just thinking about that with, of course, background of working with ladies and women. And, you know, you touched on something that was really interesting just there too, Nathan. And I'd like to get Melissa's viewpoint from this. But we hear a lot about focusing on men for a second with this whole phenomena of low testosterone and these testosterone shots. And, you know, obviously just Melissa, in your field, you know, obviously you've worked with the senior population too with Silver Sneakers, I mentioned. Do you see that a lot with men complaining about low energy, low testosterone, doctors maybe possibly overprescribing? What's your take on that?
In talking with gentlemen who are in Silver Sneakers, which usually means they're 65.
Yeah.
They and you know, it's covered by their Medicare. They don't get into that a lot. It's actually kind of ironic because the gentlemen that I talk to all tell me, oh, I don't need exercises because I work outside and, you know, I cut the grass and, you know,
I've heard
my
that
wife
before.
does it.
Yeah.
I don't need all that. So, you know, they don't usually talk to me about that, and they kind of, you know, try to pass by my table a little bit too fast sometimes, but I call them back and tell, you know, just because they're doing some things outside, it doesn't mean they're focusing on muscle groups and things like that. So I don't have that conversation, but I think it's very intriguing.
It is. And Nathan, back to you for a second, because I saw as we're recording your patch, your drink. You know, supplementation is important, and you and Stephanie do a great job of what we call filling gaps of nutrient deficiencies. That's another thing that I think, right? Can't we go on to that too a little bit further? That is neglected.
Absolutely. And you can, I mean, you know, women, I was talking to somebody up in Ohio the other day, a woman, and she has PCOS. She's borderline diabetic. She just turned 44 and a lot of health issues. But see, here's the thing is so you have women with PCOS, diabetes, you have men with low testosterone, diabetes. And, you know, we want to, right now, everybody wants to be special, and everybody is special. Mm-hmm. But the root cause of what is causing these deficiencies in women, and this disease and this chronic illness in women, is the same thing that's doing it in men. And it's nutritional gaps. It is air quality. It is the quality of the air in your house. It is the GMOs in the food. So even though we are, and I don't mean nobody's special, everybody is special, but it's like when I hear something, you know, and she was trying to tell me, I'll give you this as an example. She wanted to be different than every other PCOS diabetic person that I had ever talked to, and she's like, no, that's not going to work for me because I have this. I'm like, listen, if you follow the protocol, it's worked for hundreds of other women. It can work for you. It just depends on if you want to do the work or if you want a quick fix. We've been brainwashed by the medical society and white coats that say, hey, you know, you have diabetes or you're pre-diabetic, I'm going to put you on a prescription drug. Okay. I mean, if we watch TV today, how many prescription drug commercials are in between all of the lawyer commercials?
Oh, yeah. That's all there is. You're right. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So rather than taking, and then on top of that, we feel disempowered. We feel like everybody's taking our power. But if we would stop and focus on us and say, hey, you know what? If I can recapture my health, if I can gain my health back and not have to depend on a prescription drug, not have to depend on something outside of me to get that result, then that's empowering. Now you've gained your power back. And now you're like, well, wait a minute, if I can do that, what else can I do in life? And then it just builds up your confidence from there. But, you know, women, you know, there are different cascade of hormones in women, different cascade of hormones in men, but it's like playing a fine piano. It doesn't matter who plays it. It's going to play the same. But if you take one of those keys, which would be a hormone, and you out of whack, or you take a supplement that's not quite right, but it messes with your adrenals or it messes with your cortisol. It doesn't just mess with one hormone. It's a cascading effect that rolls all the way down the hill, and once you take one key out of that grand piano out, all of it's going to go out of whack. And that's the key, is getting all of those hormones and filling in, like you said, those nutritional gaps, but filling all that back in so you have this harmonious playing piano.
Very good, yes. And you also touched, Nathan, too, about the importance of balancing. Not only, it's not just weights and reps and sets, but it's also, like we were just talking about, what you said is identifying the source of problems and the issues. And programming is important, obviously, for both you, Nathan and Melissa. So I wanted to kind of veer towards that for my next question. Melissa, with what just happened sports, can you tell us about some of the programming that you have and any of the other events that are in the works right now coming up?
Sure. So right now, we are planning a football 101 class. It's going to take place in October, and I'll be sure to let you know the date.
Yes, please.
And so we're going to have some pro athletes come out, and we'll probably have a panel discussion. We did that in the past. There's plenty of pro athletes in the Atlanta area, so we're going to have them come out and talk about, what are the football players thinking about, and explaining some of the calls. We're looking at, we've got some women actually who are pretty well educated, and actually I have one lady who's a specialist in talking about what the referees are, all the signs that the referees are doing. And this is for me too, by the way. I'm in a learning process. We got this started because I didn't know a lot about football.
Sure.
So we're going to have that, and then before that, though, we're going to have a viewing party. And at viewing parties, we have sports ambassadors come and explain, hey, here's why this team just did that. Here's what these players are doing. Here's what they're trying to get accomplished. So, and just, to explain to the folks who don't know a lot about it. But then, what's interesting about it is there's so many women in the Atlanta area who know a lot about sports and can't wait. So we have the gambit of folks. We have beginners, and then we have folks who, grew up with their brothers playing football, girls who were cheerleaders, just a variety of folks who want to get together and just enjoy football. And and they bring their boyfriends too, by the way, and their husbands and significant others. So, this isn't just for women. This is for everybody.
Oh, that's wonderful. A great way to network. And, obviously, both of you have been to Georgia State and have seen probably the what they've done, that new football stadium. And, of course, our friend.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. They got a great football program there. I like that. That sounds excellent. And then, Nathan, same question to you, kind of towards your programming right now. I know, again, with Lavelle and everything else, that you've got with Trinity. What are some of the things that are in the works here as we approach the finishing summer into the fall season now?
Well, I mean, the main thing is really trying to unroll or roll out that men's program and try to help folks. We're doing some small workshops, and we're trying to get some seminars going for the fall into the end of the year, because a lot of people, I mean, it's the middle of the year already. Like you said, the three of us met a couple months ago, and it's already been a couple months.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that.
And some people are like, man, I haven't even started my goal, or I'm behind on my goal. So we're trying to help out with some goal setting, trying to help people, kind of reassess their goals, figure out exactly what they want to do. So that's what's going to be in the works for us, some small workshops and some seminars and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you're right. I can't believe it's flown by so fast. I wish my hope was that we could get together more often and do something like we did with that health fair, and maybe we could do that mutually and talk to some of the others that were there, and Max included, of course, and see what their schedule's like and do that. I know both of you want to tackle this question here. Melissa, I'll go back to you for a second here. For motivation, you guys are talking about excellent programs, and again, invaluable things that people should be taking advantage of. But I know we see the doldrums, of course, in the summer, and people get lack of motivation, and a lot of excuses why they don't want to participate in a sports program, why they don't want to show up at the gym, why they don't want to lose weight and exercise. Melissa, in your experience with figuring out that lack of motivation or trying to change people and help them out, I'm sure you see that a lot, but and I know there's no one-all fix medical treatment to this, but what is your kind of general suggestion and advice to anybody who might be on the fence or borderline before they're joining a program, let's say?
I think we're all in a constant state of needing to get better and wanting to get better.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about me getting to work with seniors, I'm motivated every day, because when there are folks who are 78, 80, 90, who are still doing my grandmother lived to be 99.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah, 99 and 11 months.
Oh, wow.
I know. So, and she had all her faculties. She always looked cute. She worked out in her garden. She ate the foods out of her garden. So I know that there is, we can't count ourselves out just because we get to a certain age. We cannot count ourselves out and think, oh, I have nothing else to offer.
Yeah.
I think I believe that we can start businesses at a later time. We need to set goals. And don't ever think, I can't do this anymore. I think we all need to I think there's the ability to keep recreating ourselves. I know that there is. And I know that we can be successful in starting things at later times, middle ages. I don't care how old you are. If you want to do it, go for it, and don't let anything stop you.
Very well said. And then Nathan, can you continue on that too in terms of motivation?
And that's kind of how we take it. First of all, you got to know your why. Why you do what you do.
Very true.
Everybody's so fixated on the how, but we don't focus on the why, because and this is a broad stroke, and a lot of gurus say this, but then they don't tell you the underlying on how to get it. If the why is so powerful, the how doesn't matter. Okay, that's great, but you got to tell somebody exactly what that means, because if you leave them with that, they're like, oh wow, that's prolific, but I still don't understand how to do that. But it might be a mom. I had back when I had my gym, I had a mom. She was really overweight, a little over 300 pounds, and she couldn't fit on a roller coaster ride with her daughter. That was her, and then I think too, we are so focused, especially with parents of kids. We're so focused on them that we don't take care of ourselves. But it's almost like being on an airplane when the oxygen mask comes down. You have to take care of yourself. You have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else. Because if you're incapacitated, what are your kids going to do? If you're in the hospital because you have poor health, what are your kids going to do? So even though you do need to focus on your kids and you do have a responsibility to them, you have a responsibility to them to be responsible for yourself and to help yourself. And people say, well, you got to get motivated. You got to get motivated. I think motivation is a bunch of crap. Motivation is going to be me watching the Tour de France Sunday night and watching somebody win, me wanting to get on my bike Monday morning, and then me just deciding, it's a little chilly outside, I'm going to stay in my warm bed. Motivation didn't do anything for you. So there's motivation, willpower. And once one of them starts to kick out, then you have to go into, once willpower, you can only make so many good decisions in a day. So you got to make those decisions in the first part of the day and in the very last part of the day. But then willpower starts to fade off. And then you got to get back to that passion, that why. And you have to be obsessed with your why. And your why has to be the number one thing that you're doing, whether it's to regain your health, regain your finances, regain your relationship, your business, whatever that is. And you have to go with that with relentless obsession. And you can't be apologetic as you're driving for your why and driving for your goals. And I think a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm worried about what other people think. And you really can't. Because at the end of your life, like Melissa was saying with these seniors, what are your biggest regrets? Worrying about what other people thought. The day, most people aren't thinking about you, and the ones that are, they're not doing anything in life because they have plenty of time to Facebook commiserate and school and talk about how bad everybody else is. So just get after it yourself and go get your business done.
Very good. You both hit some awesome points there, and that's really good. I like what both of you said, and Nathan, kind of to segue and piggyback on what you were just saying, you said something there at the end in regards to Facebook, and let's just take it a step further with Instagram and social media, because recently studies have shown that the average American spends, this is alarming, 10 hours of screen time a day, and that includes not only cell phone, but obviously like things like we're doing. We're guilty of it, looking at the computer screen or what have you, or TV. But Melissa, I'm going to lob that question to you here. It's scary, not only millennials, but just, they say the average American cell phone addiction's huge. What do you make of this new, well, not new, but rather in the last 5-10 years phenomena of cell phone addiction and people spending too much screen time?
I know we have to be careful with our time. And we have to actually try to limit ourselves to how much time we.
Melissa, we've lost you for a second. Nathan, I'm going to let you take over right there, and we'll let Melissa jump back on here.
Okay. I think a lot of people, you have two choices every day.
Yeah.
You can get good positive stuff in, or you can get good negative stuff in. And I think and it spirals either way. It's either going to spiral up or spiral down. Yep. And I think a lot of people focus on the lack and limitation in their life, and they're trying to get it outside of themselves. Oh yeah. They don't feel fulfilled in their life, and so they're trying to look at Facebook, or they're trying to look at something else. You're looking at negative news. You're buying into the propagation of us bickering and fighting all the time. And I think that it's almost like reality TV. Reality TV. We would rather sit and watch somebody else's train wreck of a life than focus on our own and getting our own act together.
Exactly.
It's sad and it's unfortunate that it just that's just the way it is. So many people have checked out of life. that it's now become a computer screen, and it is alarming because, I mean, man, do you realize how much you could do in a day if you had an extra 10 hours? People say, I don't have time. Oh, I bet I can find some time. We all have 24 hours. It's what you do in that 24 hours that matters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is scary, and again, not to just go off whole tangent, but like you were just saying, we see it all the time. When you go out to a restaurant and eat dinner, and a family of 4, and the parents and the kids, what are they all doing while they're waiting for their food? Yeah, right, exactly. It's scary.
There's 2 people. It'll be like a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. They're not even conversing. They're looking down at their phone.
Exactly.
Like, you guys could have done this at home. You didn't have to come out and spend money and hang out. I mean, what the...
It is scary. It is really, really something.
It is.
And you said it good. Oh, there's. I think we've got Melissa back on. Melissa, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think we dropped you there for a second, but you're back here, and we were just talking right there before we lost connection with you there about the whole phenomena of screen time. We kind of touched on it a little bit there. I don't know how much you caught of Nathan there the last half a minute or so, but what's your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I missed Nathan's technology problems. But I do think we need to be extremely careful with our time. We have to stay focused. And if we are letting other folks use our time and, by liking all their pictures or viewing all their pictures and things like that, then, we are not really spending that quality time on ourselves. Right. And so it can really take us away. And I don't know if that's what Nathan already mentioned, but it can really take us away from getting the things done that we need to get done. So we really need to limit ourselves. And, if we want to get things done, you have to shut down the screens. You have to turn off the phone for a while, listen to your family members, listen to your coworkers, just really talk to folks and turn those distractions off.
Yeah, you were parallel co-aligned exactly with what Nathan just said about it's all about time loss and substituting wasted time. Absolutely. Nathan, too, back to you. You mentioned another really interesting thing about this recent bickering and arguing, and the only thing I could think of, the first thing that comes to mind when I'm at the gym training clients, there's 2 TVs on. One of them's on Fox News, and the other one's on CNN. They're right side by side with each other, and it's become white noise to me with as many members that come in and argue with each other, and are just really heated. I mean, very uncomfortable discussions, enough to where I usually take my clients away to the other room because I just don't want to have any, that negative energy. But you mentioned that. How impactful is that? How influential is this negative kind of bickering that we keep having with things like that?
Well, I think it's almost like the Wizard of Oz, right? And they're like, hey, you guys, or you know what? You got a bunch of hungry people. You throw some food over here. They all go chasing after that. They're focused on this, while somebody behind the screen is pulling all the doing the work back here. It's not, you're not keeping the main thing the main thing. So I don't like, when I owned my gym, there was no political talk in the gym. I don't care about your political affiliation. I don't care, as long as if I love you and you love me, I take care of my grass. You're next door, you're taking care of your grass. I don't have to complain about yours. You don't complain about mine. If everybody focuses on themselves, we can make this a better world. Yeah. But we're too busy, not looking at, looking at the mirror, and we're out looking out the window at what everything else is going on. And I think that's part of the problem, is that we're too focused on what other people are doing instead of, you have enough, honestly, not you as in you, but you as in general, you, me, everybody, we have enough of our own lives to get together, and that's a whole lifetime right there.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Yeah,
I don't have time to worry about what everybody else is doing, and really. So it's like, you would be so much better and so much fulfilled if you just stop worrying about other people, because you're going to constantly, if you keep seeing people do certain things, you're going to constantly keep getting those things in your life, because you're manifesting that through your inner world becomes your outer world. That's in our gym. I don't I was like, no, we don't talk about politics. If you guys want to go outside the gym and do that, that's fine. But this is a loving environment here. Everybody loves everybody. Don't care about, other stuff. Let's just focus on the main thing, which is, bettering ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much agreed. And this has just been an awesome discussion. I promised I was watching the clock closely. I'm going to have you guys out of here on time, but as we're getting close to the end here, 30 minutes just flies by way too quickly with both of you. It went really quickly today, obviously. But I wanted to reserve just a couple minutes here before we get out of here, just to close with some any kind of social media plugs and contact information and anything else that you want the folks out there listening to know about here coming up as the rest of the year unwinds. So, Melissa, again, let's throw it back to you here for a second. Can you please kind of tell us any ending thoughts with What Just Happened Sports and the best ways to find out more about you, please?
Sure. So we're on Facebook, What Just Happened Sports, Instagram, we're on Twitter, so just follow us. Actually, we've got a tennis tournament where we're raising funds for disadvantaged American vets.
Cool.
On Sunday, November 24th. And, it's not only for tennis players, it's for tennis players of all levels, but anybody can come out and join and, come out and just cheer on the teams and support DAV.org. It's going to be at Lifetime Fitness in Peachtree Corners. And don't worry, I'll get you the information, Taryn. Maybe we can talk once again before then.
Yeah.
So thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
My pleasure. And Nathan, we'll go ahead and this was a lot of fun with both of you guys here. Nathan, final thoughts and final ways to plug contact info, please.
Yeah, no problem. So if you're looking for more energy, looking for decrease in brain fog, looking to take your life, weight loss or muscle gain, you're looking to take your life to a next level, trying to reverse chronic illness, or somebody that does, you can look us up at nathanjnowak.com. You can follow us on Facebook. It's Facebook /Trinity Fitness. And, or you can reach out to me at nathan@trinitybody.com, and we can have a conversation, see if it's right for you. I don't know if it's right for you or the right time, but it might be, or you might know somebody that needs to help change their life and reverse some things, and we're here to help you guys.
Yeah, certainly. And again, Melissa, Nathan, you guys did an excellent job today of kind of just giving so much invaluable information, and both of you are just very, very sharp and very professional and excellent at what you do, so I commend both of you. And I can't thank you enough. This was an uplifting episode. I like it. Yeah, turn those negatives into positives, be a better you, and couldn't say it better than both of you all just did. So again, as we fade to black out of here, we're going to put your respective contact informations up there, and I look forward to catching up with both of you very soon in the near future.
All
Thanks,
right.
Darren.
Thank you.